Hey guys, it's Ewan from Everything Paddle, and this is how to choose a paddle racket in 5 easy steps. All of the best paddle players know exactly what paddle racket is good for their game. They know exactly what paddle racket to choose. They know the features and the characteristics that they look for on a paddle racket. So it's really important that you guys know exactly what paddle racket to buy for your game. But in this video, we're going to be going through 5 easy steps of how to choose a paddle racket, and hopefully by the end of the video you have a really clear idea of what you need to buy, and hopefully you can get something that will help you win a lot more matches. So before we get into the video guys, I just want to let you know that I've left links to different paddle rackets in the description for each player level. So you've got junior, beginner, intermediate and advanced. I've left those links in the description so you can have a look at my own personal recommendations of what paddle rackets would be good for that player level, okay? So even after the steps are finished and you're still not sure, you can have a look at those recommendations and have a look at those products. So step 1 for how to choose a paddle racket is to find out what you want. You need to be asking yourself a lot of questions as you're searching for the racket for you. You need to be thinking, right, do I want something light? Do I want something heavy? Do I want something for power, something for control, something that's going to help with tennis elbow? You need to be asking yourself all these questions, and that's going to help massively. You can completely narrow down what you're looking for, because then if you're thinking, okay, I need something light, you can disregard any racket that you see is quite heavy. So that's first of all, find out, have a clear idea of what you want in your mind, and then it's going to become a lot easier when you're searching online. A lot of people coming up to me and saying, right, I want a new racket, and we start asking them questions about, right, what is it you want, what do you prefer in your game, and you soon realise they don't really know what they're looking for at all. And that's one of the reasons why people get a bit overwhelmed when they see all these rackets online and they don't even know what they're looking for themselves. Step 2 is to establish your player level. So are you a junior, a beginner, intermediate or advanced? Okay, this is important so that we can disregard other rackets from the different player levels. This is a very easy way of finding a racket that's good for your game, as a lot of rackets are designed within these player levels. So for junior players, of course, they'll make rackets for young players, obviously a lot lighter, maybe with a smaller handle. Beginner players, there's going to be a lot of rackets that are for players that are just new to paddle and want to get started. And then obviously intermediate and advanced, you've got sort of your reasonably priced rackets that are starting to get more expensive materials, and then you've got your advanced rackets with all of the technologies and the features, okay? So establish your player level. Which one are you? And then it's going to become a lot easier to choose that racket. I found this guide online that's really good for finding your player level by Padel House, and there's also one by Padel London as well. These are really good guides to have a look at and find what player level you are. You can sort of match yourself up against the rating and then find out, right, I'm beginner, intermediate or advanced, or if you're a junior. The next step to look at is, do you want power or do you want control? This is a big one, you know, because you need to sort of find out your own style of play. Do you prefer to, you know, play aggressive and play with lots of smashes, pressuring the opponents, or do you prefer to play a bit slower with volleys and much more of a controlled game? This is really helpful, because a lot of the rackets are either going to be diamond or round, and diamond is always going to favour power, round rackets are always going to favour control. So if you can find out, right, I want to play with the smash a lot, I want to play aggressive all the time, I want to pressure my opponents a lot, then you can go, right, I think a diamond racket is for me. Alternatively, if you're thinking, right, I want to play controlled, I want to play with a lot more volleys, play with precision pass, people play with lots of ground strokes and lobs, or I need control, then a round racket is probably going to be better for you. I don't want to overcomplicate things too much, but there are other shapes as well. There's sort of hybrid shapes, you know, you've got teardrop as well. But a great place to start is, what do you prefer? Do you prefer power or control? The sweet spot of a round shaped racket is going to be right in the center, as you can see with this Addy Power control, and the sweet spot of a diamond shaped racket is usually going to be higher up on the racket, so you do get that more power, as with the Addy Power 3.0. The next step is to find out what weight paddle racket you want. Now this is crucial, it could go wrong. If you get the wrong thing here, you want to make sure that the racket is not too heavy or too light for your game. So something too light, it will give you sort of more comfort. I know it will give you a nice, easy, fast swing. It will be very easy to use. Good for tennis elbow players as well, because you don't want to cause too much strain. Maybe a heavy racket would start to ache your arm slightly. I'd always recommend lighter rackets for beginner players as well. If you go for more heavier rackets, then you're probably going to get more stability on the ball. You will get more power as well because of the added weight. So there's pros and cons for both. However, a too heavier racket could hurt your arm, it could ache your arm, and it might not be the most comfortable for players. So again, going back to step one, which is finding out what you want. What would you prefer? Do you prefer something nice and light, or do you prefer something a lot heavier? FYI, the average weight of a paddle racket is around 365 grams, 370. So anything above 370 would be considered heavy, and anything below sort of 360 would be considered very light. Let's talk a little bit about balance now. So you can get sort of low balance, or you can get high balance, where if you've got a high balance, that means the racket's going to be more head heavy, which means you'll be able to get more power on your smash. And a lot of the diamond shaped rackets are usually going to be head heavy because they're designed for that powerful kick smash and aggressive shots. If you get something with low balance, that means the weight is going to be completely even across the racket. So again, that's going to feel probably more comfortable, and it might feel lighter as well. You might have two rackets that are both 360 grams, but one of them's head heavy, so it feels heavier. For me, if you want more control, you get something with even balance, and if you want more power, you get something more head heavy. The final step of how to choose a paddle racket would be to contact the EP team, okay? So you can call us, you can text us, you can DM us on Instagram, and we can give you specific advice on what paddle racket would be good for your style of game, okay? I'm gonna throw some screenshots of the screen of some people I've been helping recently choose their perfect paddle racket. It's a very easy way of doing things as well. We can give you specific product suggestions that we have right at that time that would be good for your style of play, because everyone's different, everyone has a different style of play. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps me continue to make this type of content, as well as running the online paddle store. So thank you for watching.